He built a bomb shelter at home and lived in it with his wife. They had just hidden inside when a huge explosion occurred outside the house. To avoid nuclear radiation, the man quickly sealed the iron door of the bomb shelter and set a countdown switch. They could only go out after 35 years when all nuclear radiation had dissipated, but they didn't know the explosion outside was caused by a plane crash. During the long wait, the couple had their first child. They named him David. Fortunately, the bomb shelter had enough supplies, so they never worried about food. The father taught David to read from childhood and various fighting skills. The mother taught him etiquette and essential skills for social occasions. Soon it was David's 35th birthday. They had almost forgotten the countdown. That night a loud noise woke them up. They approached and saw the iron door had opened automatically, indicating the danger outside had passed. The family could finally return to the surface. The father offered to check the situation outside first. The once bustling residential area was now in ruins. He nervously looked around and found people outside acted very strangely. Frightened, he ran back to the bomb shelter and described what he saw outside. The father believed the nuclear radiation hadn't ended and they should set another countdown. But by then his wife was unhappy. She didn't want to stay in the basement forever, nor did she want her son to be trapped here for a lifetime. During the argument, the father had a heart attack. The mother hurriedly gave money to David, asking him to go out alone to buy supplies. David took the elevator slowly up to the surface. When he pushed open the door, he was stunned. It was the first time he had breathed outside air, but he didn't forget his mission. He then took a bus to the supermarket to buy supplies. 35 years later, prices had increased tenfold. The money his mother gave couldn't buy anything. David had to go home first to find a way. Since it was his first time out, he couldn't find his way home until passing by a collectible store. He tried to exchange the baseball cards his father gave him for money, but the boss deliberately lowballed him to cheat. Just then the clerk came out. She unhesitatingly exposed the boss's lies and got fired for it. David fell in love at first sight with the kind girl. He asked her to help him sell the baseball cards. Of course, he would pay her a salary. The girl agreed decisively. During the long period of getting along, the girl also developed feelings for him, so David took her to meet his parents. To help his parents adapt to life above ground better, David sold some stocks and bought a large piece of land in the suburbs. Finally, the whole family lived happily together. The man hid in the wardrobe with a cake, planning to surprise his mom. At that moment, Mom saw the card on the table. The words on it were very touching, but after reading it, Mom and Dad misunderstood, thinking he had run away from home. Hearing this, the man was shocked. He quickly lit the candles, ready to come out, but Mom suddenly spoke up, saying she would buy him the new tablet. Upon hearing this, he blew out the candles again. If he came out now, he'd get nothing, so he decided to wait a little longer. After 2 hours passed, he was about to step out of the wardrobe, but birthday songs started playing outside. Mom's birthday party had begun. The whole family was celebrating for Mom, as if they'd all forgotten him. Listening to the laughter and joy outside, the man felt deeply disappointed. Staring at the rich food on the table, he couldn't hold back anymore. This was totally punishing himself. Just then, his brother said to their parents, he won't come back so soon. Giving in the same day would be way too embarrassing, so the man stopped in his tracks again. Night came quickly, and the man badly needed to use the bathroom. He could barely hold it in. While Dad was watching TV, he sneaked out of the wardrobe. As soon as he left the room, he saw Mom washing dishes. He squatted down and did a perfect forward roll, but accidentally farted. Luckily, Mom thought it was Dad making the noise. The man rushed into the bathroom, but the loud sound still made Mom suspicious, so he imitated Dad's voice to respond. Mom thought her husband was crazy, so she hurried back to the room and pulled back Dad's quilt. Meanwhile, the man was about to flush the toilet, but remembered the flushing sound was too loud, so he gave up. While his parents were arguing, he grabbed the fried noodles on the table and wolfed them down. Then he heard his brother's voice, so he quickly slipped back into the wardrobe. Mom soon noticed the noodles were gone. His brother argued it wasn't him, but Mom wouldn't listen. She even punched him hard. Feeling wronged, his brother silently went to the bathroom. The sight in the toilet shocked him, but he endured the disgust to finish. Just as he was about to flush, Mom shouted to save water. He had to leave without flushing, but when Mom walked in, she immediately scolded him for being messy. His brother was so wronged he almost cried. The next day, when the family went to work, the man finally came out of the wardrobe. He didn't plan to give in like this. Instead, he started modifying the wardrobe. That night, Mom finally thought of him, worried he might be starving. Little did she know he was happily enjoying food and watching a projection. Another day passed in a blink, and the family finally seemed worried. Mom and Dad deliberately let slip that he wasn't their biological son. He was terrified when he heard that, but then the three of them burst into laughter. It turned out Dad had long since found him hiding in the wardrobe and was just playing a prank on him.